Friendship is a beautiful thing built on trust, shared moments, and deep understanding. But for many men, true friendship remains elusive. Sure, there are exceptions. Buddies who share laughter, intimacy, and a deep connection. But for every man who has such a friend, there are many more who, in their hearts, know they have no one. This loneliness isn't a personal failure. It's the result of a deeper societal issue, an unspoken conflict between what it means to be a man and what it takes to be a friend. Real friendship requires vulnerability, yet from an early age, men are taught to be strong, unshaken, and in control. The result? A world where men struggle in silence, longing for true connection but trapped by expectations of masculinity. To break this cycle, we must first understand why it exists. Only then can we take steps to redefine male friendship, and in doing so, help men live fuller, richer lives. The friendship crisis among men. Friendship isn't easy for men. While some form deep bonds, most struggle to maintain meaningful male friendships. Studies show that men become lonelier as they age, not because they don't want close relationships, but because society discourages emotional openness between them. Instead of sharing feelings, many men bond over activities, watching sports, debating politics, or discussing history. These interactions create camaraderie, but rarely lead to the deep emotional connections that true friendship requires. As a result, many men have plenty of acquaintances, but few real friends. When life gets tough, they often have no one to confide in. They may suppress emotions, fearing judgment or rejection. This emotional isolation can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Breaking this cycle requires a shift in mindset, one where vulnerability is seen as strength, not weakness. Only then can men build the kind of friendships that truly support and sustain them. The true foundation of friendship. Real friendship is built on mutual vulnerability. It begins when one person dares to express their struggles, fears, and emotions openly. Saying, "I'm struggling," "I'm scared," or "I need help," can be the foundation of a deep and meaningful connection. Without this honesty, friendships remain surface level, limited to casual conversations about sports, politics, or work. Many men hesitate to share their true feelings, fearing judgment or rejection. They are taught from a young age to be strong, independent, and in control. As a result, they suppress their emotions, missing out on the support and understanding that real friendships provide. Genuine friendship is more than just companionship. It is a source of strength during life's hardest moments. It offers comfort in times of despair and reassurance in moments of doubt. True connection happens when men feel safe enough to admit they're not okay and trust that they will be heard without judgment. The Masculinity Trap. Throughout history, many cultures have told men they must be strong, independent, fearless, and resilient. These ideas are often seen as what it means to be a man. Men are told to never show weakness, ask for help, or admit fear. They are expected to always be in control and handle problems on their own. This is called the unwritten rule of masculinity. Because of these rules, men may find it hard to form close friendships. True friendships often need honesty, trust, and vulnerability. But if men are not allowed to show their weaknesses or emotions, it becomes difficult to open up to others. They may feel like they have to hide their feelings, which can make relationships feel shallow and distant. In many cases, men are taught to solve problems alone and not to rely on others. This can lead to loneliness and make it hard for them to connect deeply with others. Forming real friendships requires sharing, trusting, and being vulnerable. But the pressure to always be strong and in control can make this challenging for many men. Breaking these cultural expectations could help men build stronger, more meaningful friendships. The cost of emotional isolation. Men's difficulty in being open with each other can lead to serious problems. One big issue is loneliness. Without close friendships, men often suffer alone and don't talk about their feelings. This can make them feel isolated and disconnected from others. Another problem is mental health. Many men face issues like depression and anxiety, but are afraid or unwilling to ask for help. They may feel that showing weakness is not acceptable, so they keep their struggles to themselves. This can make their mental health worse over time. Men also tend to have shorter lifespans. Studies show that men who have strong friendships live longer and are healthier. Having close friends can help reduce stress and improve overall well-being. Lastly, men often have weaker support systems. Unlike women, who usually have strong emotional networks, men may not have someone they can turn to in times of need. This lack of support can make it even harder for them to cope with life's challenges. Without true friendship, men may feel alone, hiding their struggles while trying to appear strong. It's important for men to break free from these pressures and build deeper connections with others. Breaking the silence: how to build real friendships. For men to overcome loneliness and build stronger friendships, they must first learn to break the silence and embrace vulnerability. This begins with being honest about their emotions. Men are often taught to hide their feelings, but true friendship starts with openness. It's important for men to allow themselves to say things like, "I'm not okay," or "I'm struggling in my relationship." By doing so, they not only express their own emotions, but also give others permission to do the same. This honesty can create a safe space for deeper connections, where both men can share their struggles and offer support. Moving beyond surface-level conversations is another crucial step in building meaningful friendships. Many men find it easy to talk about sports, work, or politics, but real friendships are built on deeper topics. Asking questions like, "What's your biggest fear?" or "When was the last time you cried?" can help open up more personal discussions. Although these questions might feel uncomfortable at first, they encourage men to connect on a deeper emotional level, allowing them to better understand each other and form stronger bonds. Creating safe spaces for vulnerability is also key. Men need environments where they can express their emotions without fear of judgment. This could be as simple as a regular meetup with close friends, a support group, or even an agreement to check in honestly with each other every week. These safe spaces help men feel comfortable lowering their guard and being themselves, which is essential for forming close friendships. When men feel secure, they are more likely to share their struggles, creating a stronger support system. Lastly, men must challenge the traditional views of masculinity that often pressure them to always be strong and in control. Society tells men that they must never show weakness, but true strength comes from honesty, openness, and connection. Strength is not about handling everything alone. It's about asking for help when needed, admitting when you're struggling, and being there for your friends through both good times and bad. One practical way to encourage deeper conversations is by using conversation cards. These simple prompts can help men talk about more personal topics and break the ice. Cards with questions like, "What's a fear you've never shared with anyone?" or "What's the hardest moment of your life?" can help start meaningful discussions. At first, it may feel awkward, but over time, these small steps can lead to stronger, more meaningful friendships where men feel connected and supported. Men are capable of deep connection. Throughout history, men have shown great empathy and tenderness, whether in art, literature, or even in battle. These qualities are often seen in their work and relationships with others, but sadly, they are not always directed toward each other. Instead, many men hide their true emotions, fearing that showing vulnerability or softness will make them appear weak. This fear keeps them from fully expressing themselves and connecting on a deeper level with other men. What if things could be different? What if society allowed men to show their feelings without worrying about being judged? If men were encouraged to express their emotions, share their struggles, and support each other, it could lead to stronger bonds. Men wouldn't have to feel alone in their experiences, and they could build friendships based on understanding and empathy. When men are free to connect without fear of weakness, they can form deeper and more meaningful relationships. If men were allowed to embrace their emotions and express themselves honestly, the world would be a place where friendships are built on trust and vulnerability. Rather than following the outdated idea that they must always be strong and stoic, men could break free from these limitations and experience a fuller, richer connection with each other. Encouraging men to feel, share, and connect would not only improve their mental health, but also create a society where emotional expression is celebrated, not feared. The way forward. Breaking the cycle of loneliness for men is not easy, but it is possible. The first step is understanding the problem. Men need to realize that their loneliness is not their fault. It's not because they are weak or unable to form friendships. Instead, it comes from the way society has taught men to behave. For many years, men have been taught to be strong, independent, and avoid showing their emotions. This way of thinking makes it hard for men to connect with others and form deep, lasting friendships. The next step is to take action. Men need to start reaching out to others. It's important to begin having deeper conversations. Instead of just talking about sports or work, men should ask each other about their feelings, fears, and struggles. These conversations may feel awkward at first, but they help build real connections. It's also important to offer support. If a friend is having a tough time, men should be there for each other, just like they would want someone to be there for them. By being the kind of friend they wish they had, men can help break the cycle of loneliness. The truth is, men don't have to be lonely. They just need to allow themselves to connect with others. Showing emotions and being vulnerable does not make a man weak. It makes him human. By changing how they think about friendship and opening up to others, men can create stronger, healthier relationships. The more men reach out and support each other, the less lonely they will feel. It's not an easy change, but it is a necessary one for men to live happier and more connected lives. A challenge for every man. If you're reading this, take a moment to think. Who in your life might be struggling? Who could use a real friend? Reach out today. Ask a real question. Start a real conversation. It might feel uncomfortable, but it could change everything. After all, true friendship isn't about being strong, it's about being real. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.